Welcome back to Hustle Sports Day 7 Run It Up Challenge. You're with Moose, that's Moose underscore Esports, and with Hustle Sports at patreon.com/hustlesports. Check us out. As always, I give out these lineups every day to try to run it up in the DFS world, and that's our goal for today as well. It looks like we got another win in the European column, as well as the win with LPL LCK last night in cash. So far so good. I'm doing a lot better in my cash lineups than I am in my GPPs lately, but that's kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So we're going to take a look at some of these lineups and see how we can do and see how we've done. So this lineup right here, I used the PayDirt Ghost.io projections, and I got these fantastic projections for Rogue doing really well and the projections also saw Mad Lions performing well as G2. We actually ended up dodging Origin and Fnatic because of the projections on the slate. Big 5-game slates, you have to dodge the upsets, and we actually didn't dodge the Mad Lions upset, but we got enough Rogue players in there where this lineup still worked. We still cashed, we min cashed, but we did it. So I think now we're going to take a look at this. The European slate gave us $30 and ran us up to $240. And then just to take a look at some other slates, this is the LPL LCK slate last night, which I want to go over with in a little bit more detail, but I'm kind of going to show you guys some things that I've been working on. So first of all, as always, follow me on Moose underscore Esports on Twitter, and we'll go through and make a lineup today for all you guys, as well as Hustle Sports. Check us out. This is where the final lineups come out for the day before, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my lineup strategy, what I use to make cash lineups. And as always, if you like esports betting, if you want to win with us at Esports, this is the place to do it. I do daily DFS, daily esports betting picks, and this is pretty much my full-time job now, so please help me. So essentially, we've got the early bird betting package still on. Plenty of people that can hop on that, less than $1 a day. And then after these 20 people, it will go up to $30. So if you want to grab it now for cheap, go ahead. I'm not going to be lowering it. Managing 30 people is going to be tough. Managing 14 guys right now is already a lot of fun. And yeah, that's about it. Check us out. Hustle Sports GG is also back up, so you can check that out. And yeah, another thing I wanted to show you guys is this fancy notepad I found online. And this notepad is going to help us basically keep track of what we've been doing. So we've got, oh, that's kind of nice. So, okay, it's a little bit too much, but we've got day 1 where we won our first cash line. And then this is where we ran it up from yesterday to today. Day 5, we did LPLs. And then this is the LEC, we did 210. And then we played another $30 for LEC, so we won there. And then yesterday we played $60. So I'm glad to see that we won that as well. And yeah, we just keep cashing. You know, in a week we've 3x'd our investment. And even though it's pretty small right now, I think that this project is actually going really well. So I'm looking forward to keeping it going. So let's cover a little bit about what I did with the LPL LCK slot yesterday. That's correct. Okay, so here are my winnings from yesterday. It's the same lineup, just in 2 different caching locations. So we've got it here. So I'm gonna take this thing off right here and talk to you guys about the lineups. So we've got, essentially what I wanted to do was get enough V5 exposure where I was pretty much covered by V5, and I wanted to be covered by V5 because I expected them to do very well against E-Star, but they were still gonna be my trouble horse, because I wasn't sure if they were going to win or not, as much as I was that FPX were going to win, or as much as I expected Dragon X to win. So I did end up playing it pretty chalky last night. Went with Doran, thanks to the PayDirt.Ghost.io projections. Doran came up as a really good top, and I decided to get some FPX exposure with Doinb and Crisp. So you guys already know this, and our subscribers are probably rolling their eyes at me right now because we've been just beating this lineup to death all the last night. And the cool part is that I get to talk lineups in the Discord, and the guys help out and they kind of provide their input on it. And this is kind of where I really like this lineup. As always, I took my mix of the games I wanted exposure to. We ended up fading the AFKT game for better or for worse. So yeah, this is it. A lot of people actually I've noticed have strategy where they actually prefer to play the 50-50 game. And if that works for you, then good for you. But I'm not flipping coins in this business. I'm just trying to double up. So if you're one of those lineup builders like that, then good for you. But that ran us up to $300. So we are now at a whopping schmopping 3x from our initial investment, which is, fantastic for me. And I think it really proves the fact that you don't need a lot of money. You just need to time your money. And yesterday, when we won the LEC bet, I had thought about how much I wanted to spend on the following slate, and I decided that I was going to spend about 25% of my money, which was $60. And the reason why is because I really like this lineup. I like the Pioshik exposure. I like the Doran exposure. I like the exposure to Sam D. I like Doan B's upside. I like Crisp here. The only thing that would have changed it a little bit better is if I had played PP God, which I, like I said, was very good exposure. But I definitely wanted to make sure that we had enough FBX in case they decided to do FBX things, which they almost did. Crisp could have easily gotten some more points. We could have scored even higher in GPPs. So that's that. Let's take a look at tonight. And I'll keep it kind of short tonight, guys. Today, guys, July 5th. Everyone's kind of resting, chilling, and so am I. So let's take a look here. So we've got WE against DMO. No brainer. I think DMO give up a lot of points in the business. And then we also have JD playing Edward Gaming. So I don't care what the line is tonight, but tonight my goal is going to be definitely to fit WE and JD. And I think I want more exposure to WE, but JD are the more solid team right now, as we saw the other day when they played each other. So as we can see here, it looks like JD is going to be cheaper, but not by much. So let's take a look and see what we can do. EDG playing against Rogue Warriors looked absolutely dog shit. I mean, they looked bad. DMO, a little bit better, but still a lot of issues. And, they're definitely going to need some help in that regard. They have a huge lineup of people they want to go through and check out. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some subs coming in today for maybe WE as well. But we're just going to play it by ear. I think that, guys like Joming and Logan aren't going to get subbed. But, we could see Peace come out tonight. We could see Shanks tonight. We could see Pause. So I don't know exactly where this lineup is going to go. But let's see if we can start with something expensive and make our way down. Because I think that's usually how I want to do these. And tonight's kind of just a 2-game slate. There's no LCK tonight, so I don't really have the typical LCK anchor but I don't really need one at this point because both these guys are so heavily favored. If I check the betting, I believe you're going to see some insane lines tonight. So let's take a look at the betting real quick. That's not right. It's by the way, I did give out a lineup as well for the LCS, which I can talk about, but essentially it was kind of a C9 fade, so I'm a little bit sweaty right now. But yeah, so JD minus 335, WE minus 700, both very favored. I'll probably take JD to 2-0 here, honestly. I think JD 2-0 this game, and I think that they will definitely show us that they can do that. So I'm okay with captaining JDD in this regard. I think either of these teams are capable of performing well, so I don't mind. I'm just trying to find my value here. So yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to get this, but let's see if we can try. Zoom is always cheap for some reason. Okay, we can always fill out the lineup here. And yeah, you're just a little bit too short. Need to fill out some WE players. So let's take a step back. Let's see where we want our money here. So Beishang and Kanavi, look at the difference in that pricing. Maybe we could try Yigao. Yigao will probably be a nice pick for us today. I do like what he's been doing lately. Just really consistent. LPL has been consistently putting out 100-point games though, so definitely going to be looking forward to it. Either of these guys, Beishang or Kanavi, are capable of putting up big games and performing well. So I think Kanavi is the better player, but Beishang has had some massive games. So let's see if we can take a look and see what we'll do here. So let's see, put Joming. I honestly do like Joming a lot. I think Joming has been performing really well. But wow, look at that RNG when he barely did anything. That's kind of surprising. but he does have a ton of 100-point upside. So does Loken. Loken is just as good. Been in the business for a long time, and man, like that consistency makes me want to play him. But let's try this, and then we'll get missing in here. Okay, so we're a little bit short, so maybe mess around a little bit and see what you kind of can come up with. Yeah, it's not gonna work out for us, bud. So Teacherma's pretty expensive. Yagao's expensive. Loken's cheap. Kanavi's cheaper, right, than Beishang. So it does look like it's gonna be a jungle type of night, and you can see it right here, which I don't mind because I like both guys pretty well. So if you go Kanavi, you could get pretty much anybody you want in this regard. And I will take Zoom here. I will take Beishang. I will take probably the Mom Man for the upside, but he does have a weird string of games. Like the guy is not as consistent as Yagao, I guess you could say. I kind of want a 3-3 split, so this would mean that I would put missing here, and the rest of it's history. This is how you make the easiest lineup in the world, and everybody's gonna have this line tonight, so pretty much enjoy. I'm not gonna fill it out. Like I said, I'm not allowed to fill out lineups. Apparently DraftKings has a problem with that, so I want to grow the channel nicely. And yeah, we're keeping it short today. This is pretty much what you can do. If you're interested in doing something a little bit more contrarian tonight than that, play something like Zoom. Play like Zoom, you know, play like something like this. Ma's is gonna be less owned than Yagao. Teacher Ma's not gonna be as owned. And then I like to do 3-3 splits. Yeah, so maybe something more like that. You'll be able to get, if you can catch Zoom on one of his big games, and you'll be able to do really well in that regard. But, you know, mess around with the top jungle supports. That's really how you get exposure to these type of slates in a way where you're different from other people. But I think tonight we'll just be playing the hard cash. I think Beishang will be higher owned than Kanavi in terms of his consistency lately has been better with Kanavi, but I think Beishang just has a lot of upside in terms of what he can bring to the table in a matchup against DMO. So it kind of is a toss-up. You know, I'm sure that the over-unders point higher to the WE lineups, but I don't really care. I think both teams have a pretty solid chance of getting you the points that you need. So yeah, it's going to be a battle of whose JDG WE stacks are going to be better tonight. And I hope that you guys are the ones that win with us. So these kind of slates, I don't want to play a lot of cash, so I'll probably play a little bit less, maybe 30, 40 bucks at most. So good luck. Have a great rest of the weekend. And this is going to be Moose with Hustle Sports signing off. As always, check me out at Moose_Esports and patreon.com/Hustlesports. I release little lineups every night. I finalize them 30 minutes before every slate. And I'd love for you guys to join us so we can start winning together. Have a good one, and take care.